blank, unable to rationalize, and even feeling paralyzed, causing you to be stuck mentally and possibly physically as well. So, today I'm going to talk to you about 10 ways that you can break free from overwhelm so you can move with clarity and be better prepared to overcome life's challenges because we all go through challenges. So, hi, I'm Shyla Ann, and welcome to Easy Keto Menus weekly live keto show. Today we're talking about overwhelm, so let's keto on. First, I want to start by telling you a story that inspired this live, and it literally happened this morning. So, while I was working this morning, I needed to plug in my hard drive, my external hard drive. Now, I don't always need to plug it in, so I don't tend to leave it connected to my computer at all. But I literally have everything, Easy Keto Menu's entire business history on it, my entire content library, website backups, and more. So I plugged in my hard drive and nothing popped up. My computer didn't detect it at all. I went through all these, special things you can check. I left it plugged in for 20 minutes and nothing. I checked my disk drive, everything. Now, if you work with computers or if you have an external hard drive, you know that gut feeling that you get when your hard drive does not pop up, it does not work. Like, it's pretty devastating, really. Now, to give some further backstory to this backstory, this past summer, 2019, my personal hard drive that has history going on it back to the early 2000s, up to 2019, was accidentally broken by one of my kids. I mean, like, when I say my kids, it's either my son or my younger sister or my nieces, one of them. They were playing and something happened. I don't know. But all I know is that one did not work. So, so it just hit me hard then, and it hit me even harder now because I knew I should have backed this one up. Now, don't get me wrong. I know I'm supposed to back it up. You're supposed to have two hard drives. One backs up whatever you want to back up, and one backs up your backup, right? If you, it was just something I kept either pushing back or forgetting about, and that was my fault, totally. So skip to this morning and my hard drive's not working. So I completely spun out, right? Because I know I'm supposed to do better. I know what I'm supposed to do. And I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. I kept beating myself up for knowing better. My brain went into a complete fog and I was totally directing my anger. I'm being honest here. I was totally misdirecting my anger towards my husband. Sorry, Matt. If that ever happened to you, let me know in the comments. Like, have you ever went into a complete fog, felt paralyzed emotionally or physically, just couldn't think, can't breathe, any of that? Let me know in the comments. So, like, I know I'm not alone in this, right? We've all been there. We've all felt it. One thing that broke through to me, though, in the midst of all of this, was that I needed to pray. And I did. And immediately I was able to think. Like, more thoughts were coming through my head. My brain fog started to clear up in a way. And then I heard a voice say to stand in the light. So I went outside on my lanai, or lanai is what we call it in Hawaiian. It's porch in English. So I went outside on my lanai and I stood in the sun. And thank God it was a sunny day today. And then another thought, I felt even more clear and more relaxed. And another thought came into my head. And it told me, take this chance to everything you're processing now to help others to break free of their emotional overwhelm. Because it really is breaking free of this feeling trapped mentally and sometimes even physically. So here I am. I scrapped my entire topic, my live topic, because every week we have something different. And we're going to talk about 10 ways that you can break free from overwhelm. So the cause of overwhelm may be different for each of us. There's always a different trigger, something that personally affects us. Like for me, it was something that I experienced before. I knew better, and yet I made the same mistake. So the cause of overwhelm may be different for each of us. It will be. But the method to overcoming overwhelm, there's proven commonalities between how to overcome it and do better. So finally, thanks to me giving my backstory, I'm going to give you 10 ways to overcome overwhelm. Because you are an overcomer. You can do this. You will do this. Obstacles are part of life, but doesn't mean we have to stay in that dread or that overwhelm. We can overcome. So number one to overcoming overwhelm is to acknowledge and pray or meditate, whatever you want to call it. So when you're in the midst of overwhelm, it helps to acknowledge your situation. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in that moment, and pray. Meditate. Send yourself to a place of calmness. Clear out negative emotions and gain clarity. I always start with a prayer. Number two, accept and give yourself power. So give back the power to yourself, because you are the one ultimately that makes the choice to either stay in that overwhelm or get out of it. So now it's time to accept whatever situation, whatever brought on that overwhelm and anxiety, because overwhelm and anxiety pushes the body to increase production of cortisol. And cortisol is the stress hormone. So now when our body is going into overproduction of these stress hormones, that's what's causing us all these side effects of not being able to think, not being able to breathe, not being able to function, right? So give yourself power. Give back the power to yourself by accepting the situation and welcoming stress as part of your family of emotions. Because stress, cortisol, they do play their part in helping us to get through things. But we have to recognize them, and we have to know when they're doing too much. So number three is reason with yourself. Now, you are a being of intelligence. We're humans. We're beings of intelligence. Have you ever been so overwhelmed that you feel like despair or unworthy? Those emotions seem to go hand in hand when we're just not feeling good about ourselves, right? Go after those unreasonable thoughts and face them straight on. When you start hearing those unreasonable thoughts, tell yourself why. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I telling myself that I'm unworthy or that I'm alone? And point to exact reasons why those are lies, why you are worthy, why you do deserve to be loved. And tell yourself, reason with yourself, because sometimes that's what it takes. So for example, if you're feeling overwhelmed for whatever reason and those lies pop in your head telling you you're worthless or you've never accomplished anything in life, or that you deserve to be alone, right? Immediately ask yourself, why am I thinking those lies about myself? I am worthy. Why am I worthy? Because I'm a good parent. I may not be a perfect parent, because really, who is? But I always try my best, and that makes me worthy. Because I'm alive, I'm worthy. Because I'm here, I'm worthy to be loved. I'm accomplished. I have dreams, and I'm going after those dreams. And I've accomplished so much. Whether I'm at the pinnacle of where I want to be, that may be a different story, but I've learned this. I've learned how to, for example, learned how to build websites. I've learned how to manage my money. I've learned how to do X, Y, and Z. I've graduated from college twice. Remember, give yourselves those positive thoughts. And they're not just positive thoughts. They're real things that you've done, that you have encountered. Don't get lost in damaging thoughts. Don't make those lies habits, because they can damage your internal relationship with yourself, your external relationship with other people. even your nutritional health, your mental health, your physical health, all of that. Okay, so we got 3 so far, 3 of the 10 ways to overcome overwhelm. Acknowledge and pray, accept and give yourself power, and reason with yourself. Now, number 4 is to say aloha or goodbye. So you acknowledge your situation, you're accepted that you're allowed to feel this way because nobody's happy all the time. That would be kind of weird, to be honest. You gave yourself back the power by acknowledging it, by accepting the situation. Feeling stressed, feeling overwhelmed can be normal. And you logically reasoned away those lies that you start to tell yourself when you're feeling bad. So now it's time to say goodbye or aloha because we cannot hold on to that luggage forever. Because, like I said, it will damage. Holding on to luggage forever can cause us to damage future relationships, mental, physical health, and more. So have you ever been in a bad relationship and you've held on to that damage from that bad relationship? Whether you knew it, whether you acknowledged it or not, you've held on to that damage subconsciously, consciously, and you get into a new relationship eventually. And you start seeing yourself take this damage from this old relationship into your new one, to a person that has not deserved it, however you may be feeling, whatever luggage you're carrying, and you're pushing that damage that you felt in the past on to your new relationship. Now that is, and it unfolds from there. It continues to domino unless you change, right? So that is what I'm talking about when I say aloha to that luggage, because we cannot continue to hold on to that. We know we've experienced it, but we're growing from it. We're moving past it. We know how to avoid it, or we know how to get out of it quicker than when we first experienced it. So step 5 would be tangible next steps. So now that we're in a better headspace, it's time to think about our next steps. So we can take action to actually, like, physically or mentally get us to that better place, to get out of whatever situation we were just freaking out about. So for example, my next step is to put what I know into action. And I know that I need 2 hard drives. Oh my gosh, right? One needs to back up the other, the backup for my backup. That's just how it works with all this technical stuff. So now that I can think clearly, now that I can let go of overwhelm, and the answer seems super clear because it's always been there. Sometimes it takes certain situations. So that's just an easy one, right? So some steps, some situations take more steps, more working on it, more acknowledgement, baby steps even to get to that ultimate goal. But you get the point, right? That's just a simple, well, now it seems simple example. So if we're tired of being caught in the same situations, we need to take tangible steps, or real steps, tangible equals real, to overcome them, to get out of them, to get past them, so we don't drive ourselves crazy. So right now, I just gave you 5 ways to overcome overwhelm in the moment, and to deal with it in a more healthy way, so that we can push that on to the future, right? So real quickly before I move on, I'm going to go over those steps, those 5 steps. So 1, acknowledge and pray. 2, accept and give yourself power. 3, reason with yourself. 4, say aloha. And 5, give yourself tangible next steps, so you don't have to go back and keep dealing with the same situation again. Or if you do, you're more than equipped to get out of it. So right now, I also want to give you 5 simple ways to take a break. healthy habits that can help us to overcome stressors. It might not be major stressors that cause us overwhelmed to the point of being paralyzed, but still stressors. Healthy habits that can help us to clear our minds and empower us to come back stronger than ever. So, number one is to talk to someone you trust. I know, right? Everybody, you've probably heard that like hundreds of times. I know I have, but seriously, it works. Once you take it to heart to talk to someone that you trust, it opens up possibilities because, like I said, we are not alone. And for some reason, when we get in our feelings or all these negative thoughts start to take us over, one of the things that we keep hearing is what? That you're alone, that you're unworthy, all of these things. But we are not. Because united, we stand. We're stronger in numbers. So call a friend or a family member you trust and just tell them. Just tell them you just need someone to listen to you. Not necessarily an opinion, but just someone that you trust, that you know loves you, to listen. And then just go and just release all your built up momentum, all your rambling, whatever. Even if it doesn't make sense, just let it go. Release it to someone that you trust, that you know. Because if we do that, I mean, do you have, like me, like I have siblings. I have 5 sisters. Sorry, the number is so big that like it takes some thinking sometimes to remember how many sisters I have. But I have sisters and I love them to death. And I'm so grateful that we're able to be each other's best friends and confidants. And when we're feeling overwhelmed, we're feeling stressed, we're feeling lost, I know I can trust them. They know they can trust me. And that's sometimes what you do with your sisters, or with your siblings or someone else you love and you trust. You have that person, you can talk to them. If everyone you trust is unavailable, because sometimes it happens, ramble to yourself out loud. Pretend you're talking to someone you trust and love on the phone. And I've done that, and it helps because sometimes it's stuck inside, and just getting it out changes the game. It changes it. It does. And if you've never tried it, try it and let me know what you think. Seriously. So number 2, to overcome overwhelm or stressors in the moment, a healthy habit is to get up and to go. Like, have you ever just left the space that you started feeling really stressed out in or overwhelmed in for whatever reason? You just got up and left. And then immediately you notice a change in your energy. Like your whole energy for some reason just shifts when you leave that place that you originally felt that stress in. Go for a walk, exercise, work in your garden, whatever. Just get out of wherever. If you're at the office, just get out of the building for a minute. Roll around in the grass. I don't care. But get out of wherever you are feeling stressed, wherever you're feeling overwhelmed. And just watch. Watch your energy change. It's like magic. Leaving the place you first experienced your overwhelm can help you immediately shake off that negative energy and allows room for you to incorporate any of these other healthy habits that we talked about. So number 3, go and listen to music. So there's just something about music, right, that speaks to the soul. And I'm sure we all know that. I mean, when I'm feeling a type of way, when you are, I'm sure you've put on music before, right? And hasn't that changed your energy? So I know when I'm feeling stressed out or not that great, I really, really enjoy listening to positive music. Why? Because it puts me in a positive headspace. It's like worship music or reggae music or old Hawaiian music or even Jawaiian music, which is like Hawaiian music combined with like local, it's like a local Hawaiian type of genre, but I love it. And it just takes me to a different level. I mean, do you experience that? Do you have favorite artists? Do you have favorite songs? Do you have a favorite music type that you really, really enjoy that changes your whole energy level? Let me know. Like, it helps me to quickly realize like my blessings and say goodbye to those negative thoughts. Seriously, it's all about finding these healthy habits is really all about saying goodbye to those negative thoughts, because you're totally worthy of the positive thoughts, the good thoughts, the real thoughts, reasonable thoughts, okay? Don't let unreasonable lies rule your life because they're unreasonable. One, they're unreasonable, and two, they're lies. Give yourself specific examples of what you've done, right? You have them. I know you do. Number 4, so I stopped rambling, and number 4 is to take a nap. Now, taking a nap can help your mind and your body reset. Matt does it all the time. Well, he takes naps all the time, daily. It helps him reset in general. But when you're stressed out, it really does help you reset. Calming down the stress hormone cortisol and putting the body and mind back to its empowered self. And number 5, watch or read. Now, if you enjoy relaxing with a good movie, your all-time favorite movie, or something that just kind of like completely just lets you numb your brain out for a while from the world, do it. If you love to read, whatever you like to read, do it. I have books on hand that I read. I'm going to grab them. But I have books on hand that I read all the time. I mean, whether I'm feeling stressed or not. But reading in general has been something for me, a healthy habit that I really enjoy. Both of these help, again, to clear the mind. And if you're reading or watching one of your favorites, it could help you to feel like, you have a friend with you, someone that understands you, or someone that you understand. And it's just really great. Gets us in the right headspace. So what healthy habits that I haven't listed, or maybe I have listed, what's your favorite healthy habit to help you relieve stress, to overcome overwhelm, and to move forward with clarity? Let me know in the comments, or send me a message if you need help to identify one, or whatever you need help with, right? Because that's really what it's all about. Like I said, we're not alone, but sometimes we feel alone. So talking to someone, even if it's someone that we don't know personally, but we relate to them, can really help us, to move forward and to grow, because we all experience obstacles. It's not that you're not ever going to experience an obstacle, and some people's lives are just picture perfect, Instagram worthy, right? Because we all do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. We all experience obstacles. Now, the trick is to identifying those obstacles, dealing with them in healthy ways, helping, releasing our stress, releasing our energy with healthy habits, and figuring out how to overcome those situations so we can grow, so we can be empowered, so we can move with clarity, so we can live the lives we want to live and give ourselves grace and freedom and love, things that we all deserve. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love doing these weekly shows. And if you found this video helpful in any way, if you found that this has helped you to overcome overwhelm, make sure to share it, because you might just help someone else that you don't know what people are coming around. I mean, I'm sure not everybody knows what you're what you're dealing with, but you might help someone that you know, or maybe even someone you don't know, and somehow they just came across your stuff. Who knows? But as long as you're helping someone, right? So my goal is about helping you to grow from an empowered place. So we'll get there first, and we'll grow from there together. So until next time, I'm Shyla Ann, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And if you're in America, happy Independence Day. Have a great one. Be safe. Feel loved. You are worthy. Bye.